Shame on us. Shame on us as a country and society that in the year 2022, we have people executing human sacrifices because they believe they can become prosperous and magic can aid them in that. Shame on all of us who think of superstition as a problem only when a horrific crime like the one in Kerala happens. The ritualistic human sacrifices of 2 women in Kerala is a warning against our dismissal of beliefs as harmless, because nothing is harmless. The stories of Rosily and Padmam are a stark reminder of that. Rosily was a lottery seller in Ernakulam who went missing in June this year. Padmam, another lottery seller in the same district, went missing in September. The disappearances of these 2 women led the police to this man, Mohammad Shafi alias Rashid, a history cheater who has been accused of rape previously. The police say that Mohammad Shafi lured these 2 women offering money, and he took them to a couple in Thiruvalla, Bhagwal Singh and Leila. Bhagwal Singh and Leila were apparently convinced by Shafi that black magic could make them prosperous. The remand report on these crimes is horrific. Both these women were cut into 56 pieces each, and unspeakable cruelties were inflicted on them. We have done many ground reports on the story from Kerala, and you can read those to get a better sense of the story. What I want to speak about are 3 related aspects. The first aspect is the disbelief among people of Elanthoor village that a progressive, educated and well-read man like Bhagwal Singh could commit such a crime. The second aspect I want to talk about is the violence associated with black magic and occult. And finally, what is the solution? Is the law a solution, or is it something else? Let's now go back to the story. Bhagwal Singh is an Ayurvedic practitioner, a haiku poet, someone the entire village trusted and went to for healing. At some point, he was a CPIM branch member. He was also a member of the Purogamana Kala Sahitya Samiti, a group of progressive artists. A graduate, people saw him as a knowledgeable person. When my colleague Lakshmi Priya went to his village, a lot of people there, including his closest friends, kept telling her that he's well-read, he's educated. Why would he commit a crime like this?
അന്ധവിശ്വാസത്തിൽ പെടേണ്ട ഒരു വ്യക്തിയല്ല. കാരണം അയാൾ നല്ല വിദ്യാഭ്യാസമുള്ള ഒരു വ്യക്തിയാണ്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ വായനാശീലം. പിന്നെ അതുപോലെ ഈ ഇതുപോലുള്ള അന്ധവിശ്വാസങ്ങൾക്കൊക്കെ എതിരായിട്ട് സംസാരിക്കുകയും പിന്നെ ഫേസ്ബുക്കിൽ എഴുതുകയൊക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു വ്യക്തി കൂടാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇതൊരിക്കലും വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ വയ്യാത്തത്.
Now, no matter what Bhagwal Singh or Leila's education qualifications are, the fact is that education is no guarantee of progressive thought. Education is no guarantee that a person cannot become superstitious to the extent that he or she will kill another person. In fact, many rationalists I spoke to said that educated people with money have the means to employ others who perform black magic or occult. In January 2021, Alekia and Sai Divya were found murdered in their house in Madanapalli in Andhra Pradesh. The 2 young women had been murdered by their father, Purushottam Naidu, an associate professor of chemistry in a government college, and their mother Padmaja, a maths teacher. Alekia was studying in the Indian Institute of Forest Management and Sai Divya was a BBA graduate. According to the police, the 4 were deeply superstitious and they believed that the 2 women would be resurrected even if they were killed. In October 2021, a 45-year-old medical doctor was arrested in Davanagere in Karnataka. He had killed his wife by injecting poison into her. This because a black magician told him that if he killed his wife, he would find a huge treasure. I can go on and on, as there are many examples from across the country of both educated and uneducated people, of progressive and conservative people resorting to violence simply because of their belief in black magic. According to the National Crime Records Bureau data, 5 human sacrifices were performed in India in 2021. I want to add that I'm skeptical about this data because ideally this should have reflected Sai Divya and Alekia's murders, but it does not. This only means that many human sacrifices are counted only as routine murders. In fact, a lot of rationalists told me that police do not record these murders as human sacrifices unless and until they discover the semblance of some ritual nearby. Therefore, this data may not be reflecting the right number. Now moving on to the second aspect, the violence associated with black magic and occult practices. You have seen the number of human sacrifices recorded in India and the ones that go unrecorded. But a larger number of people are killed in this country on suspicion that they are black magic practitioners. And most of the people suspected to be witches or black magic practitioners and killed by their neighbors or family are Dalits, Adivasis, and women. Not very different from the witch burnings in Europe. In February 2018, Ramulu was killed by a group of people in broad daylight in Teretikudam village in Nalgonda district of Telangana. They suspected he was a black magic practitioner, beat him with sticks and smashed him with boulders. Rationalist Babu Gogineni of Indian Humanists had visited the village. He told me that Ramulu was the only graduate in the village who had in fact donated 3 to 4 acres to build a school. But people believed that Ramulu could not have learnt this much unless he knew Tantra or Mantra. Babu Gogineni specifically remembers that he and the police begged the villagers to see reason, but they clearly told the police that once they exit, they will not spare Ramulu's family. In the same year, a family of 4 people were murdered in Idukki in Kerala as they were believed to be black magic practitioners. Many people are branded as witch doctors or occult practitioners and targeted, like an elderly couple who were killed in July 2021 in Kalinga Nagar in Odisha. Their family maintained that they did not practice black magic, but since they were not friendly with the villagers used the excuse of black magic to murder them. In July 2015, a tribal man named Guramunda and his entire family were hacked to death in the Kionjar district of Odisha. The villagers believed they were black magic practitioners. Even Guramunda's 3-year-old daughter was not spared. Odisha in fact has so many witch hunt killings that the state brought in a law called Prevention of Witch Hunt in 2013. As you can see from the data, a significant number of people are killed every year because they are suspected to be black magic practitioners. Now to the third aspect. What is the solution? Is the law a solution? Partly yes, but not fully. Why do I say so? Well, that's because states like Karnataka and Odisha have laws against superstition, but that has not put a full stop to this brutality. However, stringent laws can be a deterrent, which is why many groups have been demanding that all states should pass such laws. In April 2022, 2 young men were sentenced to life in Chitradurga district of Karnataka. These 2 young men were black practitioners who had murdered a 3-year-old child. This was the first conviction in Karnataka under its new law against superstitions, which was brought in 2020. Kerala too had drawn up a draft law against superstitious acts, but it was never tabled before the assembly. So while stringent laws can be deterrent, what is really needed is for us to encourage scientific temper and scientific thought. But that is not easy because everyone, literally everyone right to the top, including the Prime Minister, speaks about black magic. In August this year, when the Congress did a black protest, the Prime Minister responded to it saying, they can do all the black magic they want, but the country will not trust them again. Perhaps the Prime Minister was just using a pun, but this is precisely the problem. Recently, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman criticized Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, saying that KCR believed in a tantric who told him not to have women ministers in his cabinet. The Telangana BJP chief, Bandi Sanjay, went a step further. He said that KCR does pujas with black cats and may perhaps even have done a human sacrifice. Now, what these 4 politicians think about black magic, they are never going to tell us. But politicians who are supposed to do public good, taking a stand directly or indirectly in public about black magic or speaking about it in this way is definitely not harmless. That most Indians are superstitious is no secret. From politicians to actors to even common people changing their names, from scientists doing pujas, superstitions are a part of all of our lives. But when these superstitions stop being harmless, that means we have not imbibed scientific temper. Encouraging scientific temper and scientific thought is a fundamental duty of every citizen of this country. Children have to be taught to separate fact from fiction, reality from myth. Like it was done in Europe or America, all government officials have to be educated about this. They have to be told to intervene at the earliest when such issues arise. Passing legislations that will criminalize witchcraft or black magic is important, as this will help people talk about their skepticism openly, and in some time, these acts will be socially unacceptable. Concepts of soul, rebirth, and life after death are crucial factors that help black magic thrive in our country. So people have to be educated and told to stop believing in these. And finally, let us not forget that we all have to stop legitimizing self-styled gurus, Maulvis, tantrics or black magic practitioners. And the media too has a great responsibility in this. Well, that's it from me this week. Thank you very much. Do subscribe to the News Minutes YouTube and also become a member, support our journalism. Thank you.